Welcome back to another Thursday video, y'all. What is up, my realists? It's Stephen. And yes, welcome back to another Thursday video. I hope y'all are doing great. I'm not gonna stay long in this intro because I don't really have a lot of things to say. We are just gonna skip right ahead into my after intro, so let's just go. Before we get to the video, I just want to say, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and comment down below. Also, don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms. That is at Stephen Flores for Facebook, at Stephen J Flores for Twitter, and at Stephen Flores _IRL for Instagram. And as always, if you like this video and want to see more videos like this video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for me, will ya? So yeah, let's move on with the video. I got this idea from someone. I forgot. Let me try to see who that person was. But essentially, somebody commented on one of my videos and was like, why don't you do this as a video? And I was like, okay, this actually sounds pretty cool. Sorry, trying to find it. Give me one sec. Okay, for some reason it is not appearing anywhere. Okay, I give up. I can't find it. But essentially the idea went sort of like, why don't I describe musicals as if they were like really good and like groundbreaking musicals, and then describe them as if they like sucked and they had so many problems with them. I'm just gonna like go into it so that like it becomes clear, because I don't think I can like describe it. Basically, you describe them as if they were great, and then you describe them as if they were poor, like poorly received or whatever. I got a list of musicals here. We're gonna go through them one by one. So we're gonna start with Hamilton. Greatly, it's a groundbreaking musical that revolutionized rap for theater and was so ahead of its time. Poorly, it glorifies a self-centered man who cheated on his wife and who literally cared more about his reputation than her feelings. Moving on to Dear Evan Hansen. It is the most intricate portrayal of mental health problems that probably has ever been on theater, with a bunch of performances that will go down in history as some of the best characters ever. On the flip side, it glorifies a selfish teenager who used someone's suicide for clout. Next up, Hadestown. A really poetic, intricately structured musical that gave so many more dimensions to the Orpheus myth that it probably needed. Has probably one of the greatest scores ever. But on the flip side, it's about a neglectful boyfriend who literally starved his girlfriend to death and then couldn't wait 3 seconds after leaving a cave to look around. Next up, we have Beetlejuice. A very smart portrayal of death, and about how people grieve in very different ways, and about confronting your own humanity in the face of the knowledge that life is indeed short. Or alternatively, an overbloated, unnecessary, really musically uncohesive musical about a dead pedophile. Next up, we have Six. On one hand, it's probably one of the most feminist shows on Broadway, with a very unique way of portraying the message that women do not have to define themselves by the men in their lives. But alternatively, it's 75 minutes of women defining themselves by the man in their life until they suddenly realize out of nowhere at the end that they don't have to. It's 5-minute feminism in a 90-minute show. Next up is The Sound of Music. It's about how love knows no bounds, and about how to enjoy the finer things in life, and about sticking to your beliefs and believing in them all the way through, and just about how special love is universally. Or alternatively, a nun finds out that she can't live without dick and then goes out and gets some. Phantom of the Opera is next. A very creepy and chilling look about obsession and passion and dedication to your work and craft. It's also a very good exploration between the line between love and obsession. Or alternatively, it's about a creepy stalker who kidnaps a girl for a really short period of time, and then is apparently also a serial killer when he doesn't get his way. Next up, we have Cats. On the good side, I guess the dancing is good, and it's about how we should be inclusive, and there's a prodigal son story where Grisabella comes back because they forgave her or something like that. Or alternatively, it's 2.5 hours of your life wasted with dancing cats with no plot and using a lot of made up words that make absolutely no sense. Next up, Les Miserables. This is a story ultimately about love and how love can take many, many different forms. And it's also about passion and how you gotta stand up for what you believe in. It's about repentance and it's about change and all of that. Or alternatively, it's about how no matter what you believe, we're all gonna die anyway. So yeah, there's that. Next up is Wicked. It's about how you stick to your moral compass even though so many people already hate you. It's about how people can mischaracterize those who are on the fringes of society for being different, and it's so easy to antagonize them, but in reality they're actually not doing anything wrong. And it's about sisterhood and love and how no matter what happens, that's one of the most important things in life, that you have relationships that fulfill you and all of that. But on the other side, it's about a girl who nobody liked from the very start until the very end, and how she literally stole her best friend's boyfriend. Because that's what you want to teach your kids. If you want someone to be with you, just steal them from somebody else. Next up is Avenue Q, a very good portrayal of the quarter-life crisis, and with people coming to terms with what their purpose is, and how funny the seemingly ordinary situations of everyday life can be. But also, it's about puppets trying to every 3 seconds. Yeah. Next up is Mean Girls. At the heart of Mean Girls, it's about like accepting yourself and not having to follow society's norms to like validate that you are indeed a unique person and a special person. On the other hand, it says, ladies, if you want to get ahead in life, go trample over another girl, because her success is your disappointment. Because in this universe, we antagonize women against each other. Next up is the Book of Mormon, a really, really deep and funny depiction of faith and what it means to have faith and what the role of faith is in people's lives. But also, it's about like 40 people in the cast making fun of Mormonism for like 2.5 hours. Basically how they like can't have coffee and all end up with planets, but they don't specify what the planet has. Next up is Fun Home, a really, really good portrayal of sexuality and the relationship between daughters and fathers and mothers and all of that, and how your sexuality and the societal norms around your sexuality can influence your decisions throughout your life. But also, it's about a guy who had to keep in that he was gay so much that he did things with underage children. Because obviously, all gay people are pedophiles. What a message. I just want to clarify that that was sarcasm and I don't actually think that. Just making that clear. Next up is Into the Woods, a really good show about moral ambiguity and like what the price of happily ever afters is. But in reality, it's all your favorite Disney characters acting like they were on an HBO show. Meaning to say, a lot of sex and rape and cutting off feet and I think child molestation at one point. Yeah. Next up is In the Heights, a really good celebration of culture and the American dream and finding out what it means to be a minority in the United States. And alternatively, it's about how worthless the American dream is and that at the end, everything is gonna be gentrified. Next up is Newsies. On the one hand, it's a really good show about class struggle and workers' rights and breaking societal expectations of women in terms of their careers. Or alternatively, Newsies tells us that if you question authority, you will literally get beat up with a crutch. We're down to the last two, so let's go now to Rent. This is one of the most groundbreaking musicals of all time. You know, it's discussion of HIV and AIDS and death and like living in New York City and being an artist and about homosexuality and all of that. But also, it's about people being sad that they're close to death and that they will never live, you know, the life they want because they're about to die. Yeah. And the last one we have is Hairspray. A really good musical about how no matter what you look like, no matter where you're from, no matter what you believe in, we are all equal and we all deserve to be treated with respect and given the same opportunities as other people. Or alternatively, there is no way that 60s society was this accepting. And apparently you can get whatever whatever you want, no matter what you look like, as long as you're white. That's basically it. And that's our video for this Thursday, guys. I hope you guys liked it. How would you describe some of your favorite musicals? I want to hear about them. Comment them down below. And yeah, I guess I will see you guys on Sunday for our next video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, click the subscribe button, like button down there. My last video to my left and to my right. And down in the description are my social media stuff. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Until next time, guys. See ya!